Hello, Optimizers. Yeah, welcome to the end of day 2 for most of you. Over here, it's the start of day 3 in Australia, and yeah, things are going really, really well. It's really great to find a lot of people saying, "Wow, these meals, this food is so satiating and so filling." So many people are pursuing nutrient density and trying to work out how to fine-tune their diet to maximize their micronutrients, and looking at that for the first time. We really couldn't have hoped for a better start to this whole process and to launch the Nutrient Optimizer. And we're just loving seeing the engagement and seeing everything that's happening in the Facebook group here. At the moment, update on the people in the prize pool. For those of you who are in that, currently 66 people signed up with more than $3,000 on the line, which is, yeah, again, going better than we could have hoped, and really excited and really appreciative of that enthusiasm. And as we mentioned, some people said they're still in transit and traveling and holidays and the like, and you can still jump on that until the end of Sunday if you still wanted to be involved in that. So yeah, Patty did a really cool little Facebook Live this morning with a bunch of pro tips on how to make an omelette, which was really great. And I suppose, yeah, we really want it not just to be about us, about the platform, but about you guys, about sharing the journey. You can go quickly by yourself, but to go a long way, it's great to go together. I think that's an African proverb or something, but the power of community is really amazing, and anything that lasts and succeeds really goes with community and a positive peer group. And we want you guys to share your learnings, to share your journey, to share the things that work for you. And a lot of you are doing that already in the Facebook group, which is fantastic. And we just wanted to open it up if you, like Patty, wanted to do your own just short Facebook Live to jump on and say, this is what I've learned, this is my challenge, this is what I've experienced, this is how I'm progressing. That would be really, really cool. We'd just love to get that out there. It's just a powerful medium, and a lot of people really enjoy watching that video format rather than just chatting on your phone or whatever. But either is great, and we're just loving the social engagement and everybody getting into it and just sharing and supporting each other. That's really the environment we wanted to create, and we really, really believe in the power of community to do that, to help everybody move forward towards their goals. Because at home you've got a certain peer group, you've got people who at work eat a certain way, and improving your nutrition, thinking about micronutrients is pretty weird for a lot of people. Macronutrients is a foreign term for most people, let alone thinking about micronutrients and getting how do I get my copper or my calcium or my zinc and all the smart macro things. And so we're trying to create that peer group that will help you move forward. So if you want to contribute to that, that'd be really fantastic. We had a query this morning. We were chatting to someone who said, look, the food tracking is getting to me, driving me a bit neurotic, and they had serious legitimate concerns there where not everybody is, there's a lot of, some people have got anxiety or whatever about those sort of things, and that's really perfectly understandable, because eating is such an instinctual thing that we do. We it keeps us alive, and it's our subconscious reptilian brain that really drives us to eat. So what we're doing is really trying to override that with a quantitative system, which a lot of the time that reptilian subconscious just rebels against and freaks out. So I mean, we've tried to do that, to set up the whole program with that in mind, by setting up food plans and meals and food lists that will just help you. If you pick those up, run with it, that's all you need to do. Smash it out. Just do that every day. Satiety should kick in, and you won't really need to worry that much about tracking every morsel, tracking every calorie. We just dream really that this will be a situation where you'll be satiated because the food's so good, and you won't need to worry about food. And I mean, we really want to do ourselves out of a job in the long term by retraining you guys to eat well, just naturally, intuitively, to listen to your taste buds and say, well, that food was good, that food wasn't, I'm craving this right now. And your body will eventually know exactly what it needs, and eventually you won't need the Nutrient Optimizer because you'll be trained to know what you really need at any point in time. But in the short term, this is a tool that will help you get to that end goal. And we've designed a lot of different tools. Some may say a daunting amount of tools, but yeah, we just want you to find your own way, your own path through the program. Different people will use different elements, whether it be the smart macros or tracking and chronometer to optimize micronutrients, or the habits, or the weighing and measuring of your food, or jumping on the scale. They're all different things. If you do all of those every day, you might go a little bit stir crazy, and we don't want you to do that. So we want you to find your minimum effective dose that will help you to actually move forward. But if you find yourself stalled, you're not moving forward, then this is a massive tool that will help you to find, troubleshoot what's going on to help you continue to move forward. So no, the bottom line is you don't need to track your food. If you wanted to create your own meal plans and your own recipes and everything, and just double check that it fits your smart macros and that everything's in line, then that we think would be really helpful. But we don't need you to be tracking everything. If you're a bodybuilder preparing for stage competition and trying to override your drive to eat when you're trying to get down to 5% body fat, then maybe you need to track every morsel. But we don't want to send you stir crazy. We want to drive long-term positive eating behaviors that will last beyond this 6-week involvement with the Nutrient Optimizer. Another related question is some people just looking at the scales each day and went, I ate less yesterday, but my weight went up. What's up with that? And that also can lead to self-judgment, stress, anxiety, frustration. And as we mentioned yesterday, your weight can vary due to a whole range of different factors. A whole lot of different things that can affect that. I suppose from a minimum weighing point of view, you'll need to weigh 3 times at the beginning to get your starting weight. We take the average of your first 3, and you need to weigh 3 times at the end. And then to continue the smart macros refining of your recommendations, you'll need to weigh at least weekly. And overall, we need you to be using the platform in some way overall to be part of the competition. But if you just wanted to just do a simple approach, and don't have to weigh today because it really, really does my head in and I can't go on if I have to weigh myself every day, then just use the habits, use the meal plans, use the food lists, and maybe just weigh yourself once on the weekend on Sunday morning to just get that in there, and then you'll find where you're on the leaderboard. And it's all about the inputs, not monitoring and measuring the outputs yourself. That the program does that, the Nutrient Optimizer does that, so you don't need to do your head in thinking about that every day. And as I said, different people will find different ways through the platform, different ways of using the platform, because there's just so much there. And we just want you to find the things that are really useful to you and make that part of your lifestyle every day. I mean, the habit tracking thing is we think really powerful, and a lot of people are really enjoying that. We hope that'll really particularly help people move forward. Patty says, hey, loving the community, very supportive of one another. And that's, I suppose that's what we're really, really trying to create here, is that community vibe, that community support. And if, you want to jump on and, like Patty, do something in person and put your face to it, then that'd be great too. And just the fact that everybody's, shared their login weights, and a lot of people have shared their photos and be quite vulnerable. They're really putting a line in the sand and saying, I'm part of this community, I'm part of this project, this is where I want to start and move forward. So another question we had was about entering your smart macros in Chronometer. It's a little bit counterintuitive in some ways. I'll do a bit of a post in the group just to flesh it out, but smart macros gives you a maximum calories, a minimum protein you want to hit, and a maximum carbohydrate target. If you're trying to manage your blood sugars, you need to pay attention to that. So just looking in Chronometer, really the best way to do that is you go in and click on the energy bar in the app. It'll pop up with a minimum and maximum. You want to enter the minimum protein, the minimum energy, leave the maximum blank, leave the maximum protein blank, and enter the maximum carbs. And if you want to, you can just leave the target minimum maximum fat blank, because if you're complying with the calories then the others don't really matter. The fat doesn't really matter as long as you've got the protein and carbs dialed in. We really want you to focus on nutrient density, not as much macros. It's just a minimum and maximum. So at the end of the day, you want to be under your energy allowance, be over on your protein. So the green really should be greater than the yellow bar. And if you're managing your blood sugars, you want to be under on the net carbs. And again, fat doesn't really matter. It works itself out in the long run. And yeah, I'll post something in the group. Yeah. Anybody else got any questions we want to cover? Don't want to make these too long. I suppose overall, really love the active involvement, and it's very, very, very cool. I'll touch base again tomorrow. If you've got any questions, you can log them then. And yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, see you online. Catch you.